Hey everybody, welcome to the Everything Paranormal Show. I'm your host, Josh Morris. Thank you for joining me tonight, live, of course, live from the studio. And tonight, we're going to be talking about a variety of things in the paranormal. I've got some cool stuff lined up tonight. We're going to be discussing kind of like some real life paranormal. I mean, we all watch the TV stuff, and for those of you that's never been out, maybe in the field, doing live investigations, maybe you're just the type that sit at home and kind of watch the shows and things like that. You know, we're going to kind of talk about the differences of maybe TV paranormal and real life paranormal as well. I hope the background music's not too loud. If the background music's too loud, make sure you key in on that. Okay, so as far as upcoming right now in the show, remember folks, I'm going to be actually talking a little bit about last week's show. So if you haven't seen that, don't sweat it. I'm going to kind of do like a little recap, but stick around because we're going to be doing another live EVP session. And we're also going to be doing, talking about some big news coming up. And we're going to also talk about some things that are coming up soon on the schedule coming up. So, and Bob's in the chat. Hey, what's going on, Bob? It's good to see you. Looks like a few more people might be in there. They might not have chimed in yet. But yeah, we got a few things we're definitely going to talk about and cover. So, wifey's there. Hey, Terry Lynn. Okay, so again, guys, if the background music's too loud, let me know. It's hard for me to always judge that. And like I always think it's too loud, then later on, like I'll listen to the stream like, hey, I don't really hear a whole, like it's not too loud. So, all right, guys. So as like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about maybe some of the differences between TV paranormal and real life paranormal. And the reason why I want to bring that up is because sometimes paranormal, again, it's very subjective. There's some people out there, skeptics, that are going to take every possible bit of evidence and they're going to find ways to explain it and things like that. And you know, I agree, we should try to explain away some of the evidence for sure, and that is definitely something that we should do. But there is a point when you do have to at least allow for some possibilities of paranormal. Okay, Bob said the background's okay. That's good. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about last week. Last week, I talked about some of the paranormal that we had in our own home, just a little bit. Got into that. We did a live EVP session. After reviewing, you know, the session, you know, we didn't really get anything, so it was more of a how-to kind of video, just how like a basic how to do an EVP session. But I did tell you guys that if I did find anything, that I would let you guys know about it on Facebook group. Well, I actually thought I'd save it. So I'm sorry if you're part of the Facebook group and you're like, hey, where was that evidence? Well, I didn't find any direct EVP evidence. But, and I want to talk in the spooky conspiracy voice, because you guys remember when we were live on the air doing the EVP session? Remember that? Well, guess what, folks? We were live. We were doing that. My phone, okay? My phone stays right here on my desk. I don't touch it. It's not in my pocket. It was on my desk. In fact, you guys remember, my wife, she even called me during the show. Okay? You guys remember that? Well, guess what? That morning I woke up after doing that EVP session and we didn't catch anything. I received a text from my mom at exactly 3:33 a.m. telling me that I butt dialed her. But yes, it's a little funny, yes. But at the same time, it's really weird because when I looked at the call log, it said I called her, and this was during when we were doing the EVP session. I didn't touch my phone, guys. It was on my desk the whole time. Like I said, you guys even saw me use it at one point. So I don't know how my mom would have been dialed. Again, I usually keep it face up so I can kind of see in case my wife has to text me. She's kind of like my point man, right? She's the one that kind of lets me know, like, hey, there's no audio, or hey, you know, and because she watches the stream from another room. So so typically she's the one that's sending me text. Like right now, see, she just sent me a text saying that I'm being cringy. So if I'm being cringy, I'm sorry, folks. But I'm trying to talk in the you know, conspiracy voice. Anyways, so yeah, guys, so it was kind of creepy that at exactly 3:33 a.m. and for some reason when I asked my mom, she said that she had gotten up like an hour early by accident. So I don't know, it's really weird. And I guess I want to use that as an example because technically, is that paranormal? No, probably not. But you have to look at real life. You know, I mean, the fact that, you know, could I have somehow dialed my mom, or could it maybe my phone dialed my mom through voice command somehow mistakenly? Sure. You know, it's definitely possible. But just the fact that for my mom to sort of text back at exactly 3:33 a.m. and most of you know 3:33 a.m. is just that witching time, you know, right? That exact time. So it was just very odd. So I thought I'm not going to say that like, oh guys, it's paranormal. I'm not trying to say that, but I am trying to say that it's at least something for you guys to think about. So I thought you sounded like Zach. I don't know if I should take this as a compliment. Probably not. Knowing you, Bob, Zach, probably not a compliment. Thanks. Y'all, you know, I was trying to do some voices for you guys so I didn't talk all monotone. Now I'm being creepy. Cringy Josh. Yikes. I don't know. All right. So anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention because that is something that you know, hey, you guys are supposed to be supporting me. You're supposed to be supportive in my comments. All right. So anyways, now I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention, seriously, because I mean, again, it was 3:33. I just thought it was kind of weird. So moving on. So another thing that my wife and I noticed is after we did the EVP session, you know, of course we didn't really get anything, but you know, I don't really want to name names, but we have a relative living in our home right now. Okay. And this relative may have some luggage, paranormal luggage, and we think that most likely it's because of this individual, because of this relative staying in our home. Okay? Because let me just put it this way. The very first day, right? Like, because we had when we got the house, there was some time, you know, when we were painting and just getting things cleaned up, you know. And then when we got this person moved in, the very first day, we had, like, I had unexplained paranormal activity. I shared it, so I don't know if you guys remember, but I had a video of the chandelier swinging. Now, I know what some of you may think. Some of you may think, oh, well, Josh, the video doesn't show the start and the end of the chandelier swinging. Hey, I don't care what you think in that sense, in that regards, so don't get offended. But guys, I was there. I mean, I have no reason to lie. I'm not trying to say that this evidence is like I want it to go viral or it's absolute proof. I just documented it mainly for my wife because she wasn't there, and so the chandelier started swinging on its own. I looked over and I'm like, whoa, and I kind of waited a little bit, and it was still moving and swinging at a good pace. So then I actually got out my phone, recorded it for a while. And then just to show that, I recorded it for a while just to show that it's still swinging. And finally I stopped recording. I walked all the way over, stood there for a second even longer, then reached up and stopped it with my hand. And ever since then, though, we have not had that happen. So people were like, oh, a draft or this or that or whatever. No. Again, we have been in and out of this place and, been here for a few months now, whatever. We've been in and out, moving around. That thing has not moved, okay? But the very first day that relative, that very first day that relative moved in, that happened. Now, interestingly enough, all right, and let me just do this. Let's you know what? Let's do this. Let me slide over here. Let's slide over here. Where's this at? I want to. All right. Let's pause the background here for a second, and let's bring up. I'll show you guys right here. All right, hold on one second. We're gonna show you guys. That's not it. That's not it. So there you go. You can see that this thing was swinging pretty good. Okay, this was our chandelier, and this thing again continued to swing for a while at this clip. I mean, I recorded this. What is this? Like a good. It's a good, like, solid 10-second clip right here. Okay? So, this was, like I said, this clip, this right here is even after I stood there and watched it. Okay? And then recorded it, then went over, like I said. So I just thought that was interesting. Again, I don't have to prove anything. I'm not trying to fake anything. I just wanted to show you guys that's what happened. That's kind of like our own personal documentation. It's not like we're trying to record this and show this to everybody and say, hey, look, this is definitely paranormal. This is just for our own internal purposes, but I'm sharing it with you guys because I love you guys. All right, so there's that. And now again, another anomaly that's been happening ever since has been the fact that a lot of our lights have been flickering. Now, I know we can talk about electrical issues. Okay? I understand that. I'm a paranormal investigator. I realize we can debunk this. I'm not, and this is what I'm talking about with real life versus TV. On TV, you get things like this. Some of it's faked on purpose, and some of it's not even really explained. But in real life, sometimes you have to kind of piece together the bigger picture. Yes, there could be electrical issues in our house. However, keep in mind, before this relative moved in, nothing flickered. During the time that this relative has been here, things have been flickering. Now, check this out. They've been staying in a hotel for a while here, for like the last almost week. Okay? Since that person has left, again, we've not had, you could literally feel the psychokinetic energy, so to speak. It's lighter. We have not had any flickering in the lights. I'm just letting you know. So I'm talking to the point where, look, it was really bad. Like, look, here's this video. And it's spooky. Like, I was walking down this hallway like, what the hell? And See that? And the thing is, like I said, it's, it's easy. It's easy to say, yes, that's electrical. But again, we have multiple lights that would flicker like that at times. But again, since this person, and it's almost been daily, and I'm pretty sure my wife can back me up on this. It's pretty much, we'll get a flicker about every day at least on something, whether it's over the kitchen sink, whatever. There's one of the bulbs like will flicker a little bit, and then you like mess with it. But again, since this relative has been staying outside of the home, nothing has flickered. So again, you have to start looking at those type of things and saying to yourself, okay, does that prove anything? And again, I'm not saying it proves anything, but I just wanted to really kind of let you guys know sometimes you got to think outside the box, just like with the EVP session, right? Yes, we didn't get a direct response on the recorder, but yet something compelled my mom to, again, things got set in motion. My mom's like on the clear on the other side of the state, and somehow text me right at that 3:33 a.m. She's never done that before. I mean, it's just weird. Again, little things like that, the electrical happening and things like that. Was this person experiencing puberty? No, they weren't experiencing puberty. That's for sure. We haven't, just to let you guys know, we haven't fully investigated our own paranormal activity. We don't really want to stir up a whole lot, by doing full blown. But, we're sort of feeling things out and sort of testing things. Just, again, the fact that this relative is staying in this other location and nothing's happening since. These are just things that we're noticing. Okay, so again, we're not trying to fully solve our own home. We pretty much know that this person is bringing this type of activity to our home. Like, we pretty much know that. Is it malicious? Is it something that we feel like is going to harm us? No, but definitely there's activity, and it causes, I think this person's presence is really kind of causing unrest. So I'm not necessarily sure that things are attached to this individual, but my wife and I were also talking that it seems as if some of the spirits here may not be happy about his presence. Okay? So, because, and one thing my wife was showing me is, and we didn't really have, we didn't get a chance to really save it very well, but there was a few times when we would pull up the camera, like our live camera, and when this individual would come up into our living area to use our bathroom when we were remodeling and they couldn't use the bathroom downstairs, they would come upstairs to our bathroom, and you could hear, like, every once in a while the camera in our living room would come on, and when we would view the recordings from the motion, you could almost hear like EVPs being caught. And I think my wife even said, hey, there's a couple times when she would say, Josh, some of these EVPs are saying things like, what were they saying? They were saying things kind of like things like, we don't want him here or something. I don't know, but it was to that effect, like get him out. You know what I mean? So again, I don't know if this person's presence. That's why we believe that we may have spirits here that pretty much just are chill and leave us alone. But when his presence is here, they're pretty much like trying to tell us and get us our attention and just kind of let us know, like, we're not real happy with here. Yeah. So my wife said, get him out. Exactly. So that's what I was talking about, is we clearly heard on one of them was like, get him out. Which I wish we could have recorded it, but that's why I try to do at least a little bit of, and we're going to try to do a live EVP session tonight. This person's not here, but maybe next time he's in the house, maybe we'll do another EVP session or something. See if that matters. Because right now everything's been pretty chill. But yeah, so I think that's definitely something I wanted to share with you guys is, and kind of going back to the theme of what I was talking about is that's just reality. I mean, that's some of the real life type of paranormal. It doesn't always have to be certain type of paranormal. It can be those type of things where you may witness things that may seem normal, like lights flickering or things like that. But again, when you remove a person from that situation, and the dynamic changes sometimes. So you got to always look out for those type of things as well, versus some of the more direct, like objects moving or voices being heard, things like that. So my wife said that, Terrelyn said that we would do an EVP session while he's here if we can hear it over Gunsmoke and Bonanza. So, oh, well, maybe he'll be in bed. So I apologize for the look. I don't have a haircut, guys, so I had to put on a hat and kind of made me look like I'm a hunter. My son said I look like a hunter, so I made a dad joke and said, a ghost hunter. Yeah. I know. Dad jokes. All right, so all right, so let's do this. Let's do a live EVP session right now. Get out the old recorder. Now, remember, folks, if you weren't here last week, I like using the Zoom H1N. That's what I have. That's my baby. My wife has an identical one that's white. Looks pretty cool, like a stormtrooper. I think so. So she'll probably tell you it looks like snow or something cute, cool. But I like Star Wars, so it looks like a stormtrooper. Okay, so let's see. Make sure it boots up okay. Now, sometimes your SD cards can be corrupt. You always want to definitely invest in a good quality SD card. If you get like the made in China ones, again, you can get with a lot of corrupted files. All right. Looks like we still got a lot of record time left. Hi, my name is Josh. I'm going to reach out in open communication to the spirits that are in this home or around us. If you're more than welcome to communicate with us right now during this communication session. I have a recorder right here on the desk. Please feel free to use this device right here that I'm pointing at to communicate with us. So first of all, I'd like to say, would you like to tell us your name? Is there a reason why you're here? How many spirits are around me right now? Do you have a particular message that you would like to tell us? Is there a word of significance to you? If you shared that word with us, what does it mean? Is there a particular number that is important to you? Do you need something? Folks, if you're watching and you would like to add a question in the chat for me to ask, feel free to do that as well as we're talking to the spirits. Spirits, is there anybody that you know that's watching this live stream that you would like to reach out to? Do you have a message for anybody on this live stream? If you know what a live stream is. We're going to wrap up this EVP session, this live communication session. This is your last chance. If you're a spirit and you need to pass a message to me or anybody out there, go ahead and say it now. Okay, one more question for sure, at least. Are you glad that he's not here right now? Do you like him? What is it about him that bothers you? Yeah, Bob. I wish I had my K2 meter. I don't have a K2 meter anymore. I need to get it. I need to get one. But definitely, when we do a session, we'll have to include a K2 meter in there as well. Okay. If is there any other thing that you would like to say regarding him? Okay, if you have communicated with us, I just want to say thank you. I'm going to end the session. I'm going to end the communication. So again, that means no more communicating with us. Please, maintain what you were before this session. But I just want to say thank you, and we will open communication again with you in the future. In the meantime, we're going to close the door. Thank you so much. Okay, so there you go. I'm not going to make you guys go through and listen to everything unless you really want to hear the live review of it. But if not, I figure I'll go ahead and probably do the review. Because it'll be a lot better to listen to it in the headphones, and maybe I can pull out some EVPs for you guys. But hey, thank you for participating in there. And we got some questions out there. My wife kind of sparked my mind on like, oh yeah, we should ask some more questions based on that individual. So I was like, the joys of live streaming, right? So one of the things I want to talk about is a little bit of news. I want to talk a little bit about big news type of things. I've mentioned this before in a few videos back where I was working on something big. Okay, so I just found out some good information, and it looks like I should hopefully be able to release this big idea, this big creation that I'm doing. This is going to impact the paranormal community, folks. And you guys are going to love it. You're going to, trust me, you're going to eat it up. But it's looking like I'm going to be able to try to push for June. All right. It's going to take about 3 months at this point to bring to fruition what I've already created. I've created it. It works. Now I've got to bring it to where you guys can use it. It has to be user friendly. So it's going to take about 3 months. So, but that's cool. So that means we're going to shoot for June. So I wanted to make sure I let you guys know that, hey, we got some big stuff coming in June. Okay. Also coming up, we're going to be talking about some different subjects. Yeah. Yeah, so we could just do a live review tonight if I run out of subjects. So we may end up getting to that because I may not have a lot more subjects left tonight. Again, but folks, as far as some topics coming up, again, I do have some guests that are lined up, but I don't know if they're going to be available or when they're going to be available. I've got some other guests coming up again. I'm going to work on some other people coming up. But in that case, or coming up, there is some things that I want to cover. One of the things that I've been asked about, and I see that I get a lot of response in, is when we talk about some of the ancient scriptures and we start getting into the sort of like the origins of paranormal in the ancient times and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to talk about that. And there's also we're going to talk about some ancient paranormal mysteries, some things that were thought to be paranormal. Believe it or not, there's some pretty cool stories out there I've come across. So we're definitely gonna have to start diving into some of those. So I wanted to save that for when we talk about some of the old ancient days. So we're going to be diving in some of the older stuff soon. So we've been talking a lot here lately about some of the modern shows and ghost hunting in the modern era and things like that. I really would like to take it back and really dive backwards into some of the old, just ancient times where some of the evil spirits potentially come from. Those type of things, and again, some old paranormal type mysteries that have been out there. I think those are going to be some really cool shows coming up, and I've got a few cool guests lined up to talk about some of that stuff. Again, I'm really excited on those type of things. Another thing I wanted to cover a little bit was I actually did want to talk about my book. I don't always like to talk about my book. In fact, I don't even know. I don't even think I have a copy laying or handy. But if y'all haven't seen my book, and you guys know I don't always like to talk about myself, but the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because I had a chance to I got an email from Amazon, and they had said, hey, look, we're sending you some more royalties. I'm like, oh, cool. And it's not a lot. I'm not here to say, oh man, it was more than I thought. Sorry, wife. She's probably like, what? Royalties? Tell me you got a big no, it's nothing like that. But the reason why I wanted to talk about my book for a second is because for those of you that watch this video and have and watched it all the way through and have supported this channel so far, this channel still is in to me, it's in its infancy phase. We've slowly been growing. It's consistently growing. And just like my book sales, I'm still selling some books here and there. It's still chugging along, and I don't really advertise it. So I think it's really cool that either you guys are maybe passing along the information or people are stumbling across it on Amazon. But I just wanted to tell you guys, for all of you that are watching that bought my book and have read it and things like that, I've heard good things. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, from me and my wife. Thank you. Thank you for your support. And, thank you guys for being there for us. We try to stay humble. We're really focused on elevating the quality of paranormal. So I know that doesn't always make us popular because we're not always sensationalizing everything like, oh my God. And but we're trying to truly do some good things in the paranormal world, and we're surrounding ourselves with some good people, even folks like Bob Fountain. There's some good people out there in the paranormal world that's trying to do good things. But we're very humble, and we're very appreciative of whatever support that you guys are able to give us. So I just wanted to take a moment in this live stream to thank you guys for that again. So I appreciate it. I really do. So with that being said, tell everybody about my book. Tell more people again. No, but for real, because I do feel like my book does. Right, $1.90. Yeah, Bob's like, hey, with the royalties, it's like, hey, $1.98 is $1.98, and and that's true. Like I said, to me, it's not about the money though. Like for real, to me, it was like a legacy for my son, my family, my wife, something I could leave behind for people. But it really was something from the heart of what I believe, the theories I believe, stories from my childhood up to adult life. So, I appreciate that, Bob. He said it was a good book. So again, whenever you write something that you mean, that you care about, or that you have a little bit of passion about, I think it shows. Like I said, I've never been an author in that sense. But for me, again, it was just, hey, I just was going to sit down and just do it. I just wanted to just do it. And so I set out to do it, and I did. So thank you guys. I do. I appreciate that very much. So where are we at? So we still got some time for sure. So we can go ahead and do some live review on this EVP session. Let's see what it says here.
Hi, my name is Josh. I'm going to reach out and open communication to the spirits that are in this home or around us. If you're more than welcome to communicate with us right now during this
Wait, you know what? I got a better idea. While we're sitting there talking, I'm gonna see. Maybe I can try to download it. Let's see if I've got the right cable. I've got to go through some of the cables on my desk here. See if I can find the right one. I was gonna say, maybe I can download it while we're just sitting here BSing, instead of you guys trying to listen to it through the do the stupid thing. And of course, I've got a bunch of the ones with all the wrong connectors down here. What the heck? Ooh, wait. What's this one? Don't worry, folks. We'll edit it out in post. Just kidding. It's a live show. I'm not going to edit it. Let's see. It looks like it's transferring. So there we go. I don't know. Of course, you guys are watching it on behind me, so. Yeah, as long as it transfers good, we should be in business. I think there's two of them on here. I think, yeah, the other one's from last week. Because I never deleted it after the show, so. That's what I'm going to try to do, Bob, is I'm going to try to go ahead and play it in Audacity. That way we can maybe boost it up and you guys can hear. So we're at about 65%. We're almost there. But yeah, I mean, so you guys will have to tell me what you think. This is definitely probably not going to be a blog. That's for sure. Like a podcast. You guys are going to sit here like, well, this part, feel free to fast forward and skip this if you're watching this on replay. Just skip it until you see me load up Audacity or something. All right. Let's see. Let's close that. Let's pull up Audacity. And let's go to desktop. I think it was the second one. There we go. There. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear this. Hi, my name is Josh. I'm going to reach out in open communication to the spirits that are in this home or around us. If you're more than welcome to communicate with us right now during this communication session. I have a recorder right here on the desk. Please feel free to use this device right here that I'm pointing at to communicate with us. So first of all, I'd like to say, would you like to tell us your name? Is there a reason why you're here? How many spirits are around me right now? So, folks, you can see as the needle's moving, you can see where it's just flat line in between. You don't even see hardly anything as I zoom in. Do you have a particular message that you would like to tell us? Is there a word of significance to you? If you shared that word with us, what does that mean? Is there a particular number that is important to you? Do you need something? Folks, if you're watching and you would like to add a question in the chat for me to ask, feel free to do that as well as we're talking to the spirits. Spirits, is there anybody that you know that's watching this live stream that you would like to reach out to? Do you have a message for anybody on this live stream? If you know what a live stream is. We're going to wrap up this EVP session, this live communication session. This is your last chance. If you're a spirit and you need to pass a message to me or anybody out there, go ahead and say it now. Okay, let me just pause something here, folks. Let me explain something. And now that I just turned up the gain, I hope it's not blowing you guys out. I hope the speakers are not blowing you guys out of the, you know what I mean? But as you hear, when I turn up the gain, you can hear that white noise. You can hear that background. So a lot of times that's when you're going to pick it up. You're going to want to turn up the gain. You're going to want to turn it up. And this is also why you want to have it in in headphones. But let's finish this out here. Oh, crap. I just restarted it. Nice, Josh. Way to go. Hold on. Where were we at?
Hi, my name is Josh. I'm going to reach out in open communication to...
Oh, way to go. Where was it?
Okay, one more question, for sure, at least. Are you glad that he's not here right now? Do you like...
Now, I don't know what that is. I don't think it could just be a breath from mine. It's almost two kind of breaths back to back. Hear that? More like that section. See, if you couldn't identify what that is, and I'm not too stressed about that, but this and this is, I already know what Bob's going to say right here. Bob's going to say, folks, this is what it's like to review evidence. It's like this is what I don't know, 5 or 6 minute clip or whatever we did, and imagine doing an hour or several hours of evidence, and you have to go through just like this, and most of the evidence is going to be like this. You're not going to find anything. You're going to find a little piece, and you're going to be clicking on it over and over. You're going to be like, that's what it is, folks. That's evidence review. And you sit there and you listen to it in your headphones, because trust me, it's even better on your headphones. And you're going to sit there and you're going to loop and you're going to repeat it. And then you might spend a minute to 2 minutes trying to decipher that EVP. And then, just like now, you're going to go, Probably nothing. So, again, this is what evidence review is like, folks, for real. And now this, for example, that little section, the other section, I think right here might have been my breath, possibly. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is, but... I'm not sure what that is, but at this point, that's where you have to kind of say, first of all, if you were to even classify that as an EVP, it would be like a Class C EVP, if you were to even do that. I see you see me. Hey, it's good to see you. A little late, but that's okay. We'll forgive you. So yeah, just to catch you up to speed, we did an EVP session again, and we're actually just reviewing it on Audacity with it cranked up, so hopefully it's not too loud for you. But
what is it about him that bothers you? Yeah, Bob. I wish I had my K2 meter. I don't have a K2 meter anymore. I need to get it. I need to get one. But definitely, when we do a session, we'll have to include a K2 meter in there as well. Okay. If is there any other thing that you would like to say regarding him? Okay, if you have communicated with us, I just want to say thank you. I'm going to end the session. I'm going to end the communication. So again, that means no more communicating with us. Please, maintain what you were before this session. But I just want to say thank you, and we will open communication again with you in the future. In the meantime, we're going to close the door. Thank you so much.
okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, because that was like real live analysis of an EVP session. So, with that being said, let me exit out of my. I want to make sure I properly exit out of my my Zoom. Okay, you can turn that off. So, one thing I want, I just want you guys to understand also, okay? One thing you notice is toward the end, I was trying to save your guys' ear by, like, cranking down the gain whenever I went to speak, and then cranking it back up right after that. Now, if you were really reviewing this evidence thoroughly, you would go ahead and leave it turned up, because sometimes EVPs happen while you're talking, so you have to listen closely throughout. So keep that in mind as well. So when you guys are reviewing evidence, or if you decide to review evidence, now keep in mind, like this here, this is Audacity. This is a free program. It's very awesome. Again, you can use this to download your EVPs, and you can see here, you can see, like, if you look right there, right? If you look at the flatline areas, you can kind of see if it's flat, or you can see little bumps that might be EVPs. Sometimes it can help guide you. Sometimes it can help guide you into the right thing, or into a section where you kind of see, like, oh, something's coming up, and you can really, like, and it might not be nothing, and a lot of times it's not. As Bob will tell you, or anybody else will tell you that has done enough evidence review will tell you, it's mostly sitting around and staring at or listening to anyways. This. It's mostly this. Over and over. Alright, so we could even probably pull up one last thing since we got the Audacity. I got the Audacity. Alright. Okay, so this was the recording from last week. So I wanted to give you guys a chance to listen to this real quick. So see, what's really cool is, let me see if I can show you guys. So for those of you, here's a quick little lesson on Audacity. Like some basics if you guys want to use this to analyze your own EVPs, right? So for example, like if you look up here toward the, like there, I'll highlight it, see where it says zoom in? So you can actually zoom into your actual recording. So now you're zooming in, right? Now over here toward the left-hand side, where see where I'm highlighting over here? There's your gain. Okay? So when we play it,
Hi, my name is Josh, and I just want to reach
turn it
out
down
and to try and communicate with any spirits
now
that
you
may
guys
be
know
around me right now.
where you can do the gain at.
I just want to say that you're welcome to communicate. Hopefully you're positive. We'd like you to be a positive spirit. If you would like to talk into this recorder right here, this device, if you can see me pointing at it, you can use this device to communicate with me. So, first of all, what's your name? Do you have anything you would like to say to me? Or my family? Where do you come from? Do you know that you have passed on? Are you a male or female?
I'm probably blowing you guys out. Alright, so I already reviewed the rest of this. We really didn't find anything. I just thought I'd show you guys a little more of Audacity and how that worked. So one last thing I wanted to do real quick, as I had an idea, because this is something that sometimes some of you are maybe wondering about. So toward the end of the show here, I'm going to look at can EVPs be faked, right? So I know a lot of you watch this stuff on TV and you might be going, well, you know, I don't know, man, you know, how do we know it's not just somebody whispering? So we're going to go ahead. Hi, I'm doing a recording to show everybody how to see if you can fake an EVP. So the way that you would do this, I guess, would be like, if you're wondering, maybe you hear I'm on TV saying, talking, and then you might hear like an EVP, right? So with that being said, let's try to fake it. Get out. Get out. I'm a fake EVP. I'm a ghost. So talk. We talk really low. Get out. Whisper. Get out. All right. So we tried to do a little bit of that. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to download this, and now we're going to see what our potential fake stuff is. Go. All right, had to pull that up. Sorry, it took a moment. So let's pull this over here. Wait, did I not do it? Oh, whoops! I am doing it. All right, here we go, and let's pull up Audacity. File open. All right, so there we go, folks. Sorry about that. So hopefully you guys are finding this interesting. All right. I notice that every time I do something on my show, Bob has a class on it. He's like, I'm doing a class on that coming up. Bob, I think you're copying off me. That's okay. All right. So let's zoom in here a little bit so we can kind of get an idea. And let's go ahead and play this. Let's turn up the gain a little bit here.
Hi, I'm doing a recording to show everybody how to see if you can fake an EVP. So the way that you would do this, I guess, would be like, if you're wondering, maybe you hear I'm on TV saying, talking, and then you might hear like an EVP, right? So with that being said, let's try to fake it. Get out.
Okay, so
Get out. Get out.
So first of all, you can see that when you whisper, it's very clear that it's a whisper. Okay? I know that I'm kind of near my recorder, and probably if I went to the other side of the room, but I'm telling you folks, you can hear the difference. But go ahead and keep listening. So you're going to hear that. And the reason why I bring this up is because when you hear a real EVP, trust me, you're going to know it. And there is some good EVPs on TV. Don't get me wrong. It's probably one of the few bits of evidence that's not faked, believe it or not. But, you know, usually you can kind of tell. But like I said, this is what you're going to hear when it's faked. You really hear a distinct, you know, difference because it sounds like it's in that real life layer.
Get out. Get out.
You see how, like, when I did a growl or like the get out, you know, it's, you know, when you see it like in other people's EVPs that capture growls and things like that, it's in the white noise. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. You hear this and you can clearly tell it's just somebody saying it really low. And I just screwed up again. Man, I'm good at that. I am good at... There we go.
Get out. Get out. I'm a fake EVP. I'm a ghost. So we talk really low. Get out. Whisper. Alright, so we tried to do...
Okay, so you see how that went when you guys heard, you got to hear the different levels of if somebody was to fake it. And that's why I said when you hear me doing it, it's not typically like what you may hear on TV. You know, again, you can usually tell the difference when you hear a real one. So I just thought I'd show you. I thought that'd be kind of a cool thing to do, since we had the recorder out and we had Audacity going, and we were already doing this kind of stuff tonight. So I just thought, what the hell? I thought it'd be pretty cool. So, but hey guys, look, it's been a fun little show. I think, you know, to talk about paranormal again and EVPs and share with you guys some of our personal stuff of what's going on. So remember, you know, we got some cool stuff coming up this next episode and in the next few episodes. Again, we're going to start getting into some of the ancient scriptures and ghost stuff sometimes. And yeah, like, and Bob was saying, just, you know, one of the things too is he's saying that sometimes you get them mixed in with the investigators' conversations. Yeah, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier, is sometimes when you're talking, that's why you don't want to turn it down whenever people talk and turn it back up. I was just doing that for you guys. But when you're reviewing evidence, a lot of times, yeah, you can get it while you're asking a question, or sometimes, as Bob was even saying, in between a couple investigators talking. Maybe even that segment when I asked you guys live, like, hey, do you have any questions you want me to ask? It could have said something during that time frame. So always, when you listen to them, always, you know, always listen to the whole thing and try to listen beyond the normal levels. And if you have a hard time hearing, like if you've got the gain cranked up so high that you can't understand anything when there's a question being asked, then just rewind it, bring the gain, you know, just find that balance, find that comfortable level where you can still hear the background, but it's going to be loud, but yet still understand things, what's going on. So yeah, so hey guys, I really appreciate everything. You guys have been awesome. And remember, please, one, spread the word about my book. I really appreciate that. I definitely wanted to say thank you again. So, and if you guys watch this whole show, thank you so much for being supportive. Thank you to you guys in the chat. My wife, I See You See Me, Bob. You know, you guys are always awesome and always show up. And usually I've got a few other people that show up sometimes. Tales from the Grotto, I didn't see him here tonight. A few other people. So, folks, it's been fun. Remember, seek the truth.